I didn't see it coming. Or at least, I thought I didn't. Maybe I had been blind. Maybe I had ignored the small signs, the late nights, the distracted phone calls, the way she stopped laughing at my jokes, the way she never seemed present anymore. But when she said it, it hit differently. "I'm done," she said, standing in the kitchen, arms crossed, her face pale but determined. "I want a divorce." I looked up from my coffee, not out of disrespect, not out of shock, but simply because I needed a moment to process the words. "Fine by me," I said quietly. She froze. The words hung in the air. You're not going to fight me? You're just going to nod?" I nodded. "Yeah, fine by me." She stared at me like I had grown a second head. Her jaw tightened. "You don't care?" I took a sip of my coffee, keeping my tone calm, deliberate. "I care that you're unhappy. I care that you're making a decision about your life. But I've realized something. I don't care about pretending anymore. About begging someone to stay who's already checked out." She laughed nervously. "You don't even sound upset. Aren't you angry?" I shook my head. "Angry? No. Betrayed? Yes. Hurt? Absolutely. But angry? That requires energy, and I've spent too many years trying to hold us together when you weren't even trying." Her eyes narrowed. "So, all those nights, all those arguments, none of it mattered to you?" I leaned back in my chair. "It mattered to me, for me. But it clearly didn't matter to you. And I finally see that. I can't force someone to care about a marriage they've already abandoned." She stepped closer, her voice trembling now. "You're not going to beg? You're not going to try to fix things?" I shook my head again. "I tried. For years. And you weren't interested. You were living a life parallel to mine. Pretending everything was fine while looking for someone else. I'm done pretending too." The tension in the room was thick. I could see the panic rising in her eyes. Suddenly, she wasn't the confident woman who declared the divorce like it was a casual decision. She was the person who had just realized that I had finally detached, that I wasn't going to fight, that I wasn't going to plead or manipulate or cry. She opened her mouth to speak, then closed it. I didn't give her another chance. "I've already started making arrangements," I said calmly. "Accounts separated, lawyer contacted, things divided logically. You want a divorce? Fine. I don't need to argue about it. I just want to walk away knowing I stayed true to myself." Her hands trembled slightly. "You make it sound so easy, like you don't care at all." I stood up finally. "It's easy because I've stopped wasting energy on someone who isn't invested in me. I care about my life. I care about my peace. And you, well, you made your choice." She flinched, the first real sign of regret I had seen in months. You could at least be sad," she said, almost whispering. "I am sad," I replied softly. "Sad that someone I loved so much didn't feel the same. Sad that I wasted years hoping things would change. Sad that trust, once broken, can't be repaired. But I'm not going to drag myself through misery trying to fix someone who refuses to stay." Her face fell. I could see it all now. The realization that I wasn't the person she thought I was. She had expected tears, begging, emotional manipulation. She didn't expect calm. She didn't expect acceptance. "You make it sound like it's my fault," she said bitterly. I shook my head. "It's no one's fault. Life happens. People change. But don't mistake my calm for weakness. Don't mistake my detachment for indifference. I love myself enough to walk away from someone who doesn't want to be with me." She swallowed hard. "And you'll really just leave?" "Yes," I said simply. "I'm leaving, and I'm not looking back." She turned away, trying to hide the mix of anger, fear, and regret. I finished my coffee, calmly cleaned my cup, and walked out of the kitchen. I didn't slam doors. I didn't shout. I didn't call for her to stop me. I just left. Over the next few weeks, I finalized the separation. She tried to call, tried to apologize, tried to manipulate her way back into my life. But I didn't answer. I didn't argue. I didn't engage. Every message, every call, every tearful confession met the same response: silence. In the end, the divorce was finalized quickly, quietly, without drama. I kept what I valued, I moved on with my life, and I discovered something important. Strength isn't loud. Strength is calm. Strength is walking away with dignity, even when your heart hurts. She lost the fight she never knew she had. Not because I wanted revenge, but because I chose myself. And sometimes, the most powerful response to betrayal isn't anger, confrontation, or drama. It's acceptance, clarity, and the courage to leave without looking back.